Chapter 2 Freelancer. In the Demon Lord's office, Vendrick sits behind his desk while swirling his coffee mug, which reads Number 1 Boss. Another successful day at work complete, having just approved another upgrade to the security forces around the Underworld. He swivels his chair around to observe the 2 golden statues that have been recently erected in his honor. Ever since taking on the mantle of Demon Lord, the Potbelly Demon has made a ritual of taking some time to admire his gifts to himself for a job well done. The statue of Vendrick's left is of himself standing proudly, keeping vigil as the eternal protector Vendrick sees within himself. To his right, a statue of Kobu's father. Vendrick puffs out his chest while looking upon his former master's effigy. My lord. The demon walks over to the statue. His smile falters as he studies the late demon lord's face, a sense that something was not quite right. Is that a smudge up there? Begrudgingly, Vendrick returns to his seat. It creaks loudly under the weight of his ample behind. A magical circle appears above his left hand and he brings it close to his ear. Nox, get in here, you called, Lord Vendrick. Vendrick gestures to the top of the statue. Deal with that unsightly spot. I won't have a speck out of place in my office, and have whichever custodian is in charge of cleaning my office be sent for re-education. I'm sorry, my lord, but you sent that custodian there just last week. Right now there's only a handful of them left in this city, now that most demons have been relocated to serve in the torture zones. Oh, right. First get that demon back in here to clean that smudge, then send him back for re-education. As you command, Lord Vendrick. Will that be all? Of course not. Do you have that report ready from the freelancers? The frog drifts backwards a touch, anticipating that Vendrick might throw something at him. No, I'm afraid I haven't been able to go through the latest reports. Vendrick shakes his head in umbrage. Not good enough, Nox. I expect better from my number 2. Yes, my lord. It's just that there are many complaint forms to go through every day, and I am but one demon. Smoke flares from Vendrick's nostrils. His eyes remain ever fixated on his second in command. How many times have I told you just to burn them? Those lackeys have become too soft under Kobu's rule. Now even the meager notion of work causes them to bemoan and bother. Well, they will learn how to become proper demons once more, and they will do so the hard way. Burn those complaints once we are done here. You understand? Yes, my lord. Nox conjures a small portal beside him, and an equally small cream-colored folder pokes out of it for him to grab. Then I will proceed with the freelancer report. Out of the freelancers we contracted since Kobu left, each and every one has filed a report in turn. Vendrick bites onto his cigar impatiently. Those freelancers better not be slacking off just because they're on Earth. It's been months since they've been sent up there. If I hear another failed report, the interior of Vendrick's potbelly mouth glows red, even as though ready to spew fire upon the frog at a moment's notice. Nox carefully floats further back to be sure that he's out of range. The demon flips through the file to find something, anything to pacify the glowing flames building up in the pit of Vendrick's stomach, smoldering into a brighter hue by the second. Just hand it to me, I'll find it. Nox nods, checking the file at Vendrick. It shoots through the air like a flying star. Vendrick catches it between his fingertips right before it hits his eye. Really? You couldn't just levitate it to me? I thought that this was faster. How exactly am I supposed to read this? It's just so small. Just expand the file using your fingers. Nox mimics a pinching and expanding motion with his fingertips. Like this? Vendrick enlarges the file too much. The document expands, hitting Nox's floating hand. Caught off guard, Nox loses control of his platform. No. The hand whirls and reflexively launches the frog in the air. The frog twists in a somersault but somehow manages to fall back right onto the hand. Shaken, Nox hugs the fingers for support. He holds his head as he waits for the dizziness to subside. Vendrick continues to pinch mid-air, the file lengthening and shrinking in turn as Nox is poked in the face repeatedly. Do not get this contraption at all. Never mind, let me do it. Pinch Nox's overly large file and she shrinks down to a far more manageable size. With his amusement settled, Vendrick flips through the documents, searching for a particular section. He sits upright now, ears perked up as he leans in closer to the desk. The flames in his stomach die down for a bit. Lord Vendrick? Take a look. He passes the file back to Nox. Nox's eyes quickly scan through the document when a cold chill grips his heart, and sensations so alien to him that he just sits, stunned at the details of the report. He would ask what this feeling means, but Vendrick has banned him from asking questions unrelated to work. Reluctantly, he forces his emotion aside. They found someone matching his picture in one of the red zones. They're waiting for orders to attack. Vendrick's expression twists into a wrathful grimace. I know that's where he's been thinking he would think of hiding, and you were against it when I suggested we send someone there. It's just no demons are supposed to go to such places. We could not risk one of our employees' lives. This one in particular keeps narrowly escaping each red zone they were assigned to, and it will be glad to give its life into service to the demon lord. That is the duty of every demon, and they should want for naught else. If it weren't for the 100 odd risk assessment documents just to get one freelancer out there, I would have sent more to the deep red zone. All the paperwork I had to do. What did you say? Nothing, Lord Vendrick. Order that freelancer to finish the job. I expect Kobu's head to be on my desk in 24 hours. As you wish, Lord Vendrick. Nox turns towards the grand door and makes his leave. Vendrick leans back against his seat and kicks his feet up onto the table. A soft smile spreads across his stomach. Just a little longer and everything will be set right. Just a little longer and he will have fulfilled his purpose. If this goes as planned, I wonder how I should celebrate my success. I could always use another self-portrait, or perhaps... Nox floats through the demon city. He abstains from using a portal so he could have some time to himself. The city smells unfamiliar to the demon. Gone are the greasy smells of food vendors or the warm, spicy scent of the different demons walking side by side. Now nothing lingers in the air. As he flows along the empty streets, he notices a 6-legged demon walking through, sucking up the dust that has accumulated. The demon wheezes before leaning against a nearby wall. Clouds of dust escape their lips as they try to catch it in their hands. They gag at the sight of the dust, but reluctantly attempt to suck it up into their already engorged belly. Who knows how long it'll take to clean up the whole city. He carries on while observing the empty shops as he passes by, most either empty within or boarded up. Nox's mind wanders to the memories of how this city used to be bustling with demonic life. Before that, it used to be just a lush plain of endless meadows, a utopia of sorts that beckoned for inhabitants to populate it. Only the demon lord and their generals resided here then. That was before they decided to open it up to all the other demons. And then development began as the many deep creatures of the dark created a place of respite for themselves, a change of pace from the unending maelstrom of anguish. Nox reminisced about how he would overlook the toil of the demons in the early days, recognizing the diverse architecture of the building that came from the mortal realm. It was amusing to him and still continues to be food for thought for the amphibian. What significance is there in the architecture aesthetics of mortals? Do the demons perhaps survey the living for their mortality? Do they simply wish to mimic their ways to find an answer? Maybe they just did all of this for fun. As a general, he takes his role of caring for the demon underlings very seriously, but he's becoming harder to juggle all of his roles. Vendrick has forced most businesses to close, especially if he deemed them unnecessary to the process of gathering soul energy. "We are trimming the fat for progress," was what Vendrick said. Ironically, the old demon grew fatter while he tried to aggressively reduce redundancies within the company. Nox grows tired of the silence and reopens the report from the freelancer while floating on ahead. His eyes trace the letters on the page, deliberating if there's further meaning of what it was written. A pang emanates from his stomach. It must be lunchtime. I wonder if that diner is open. The diner, a personal favorite location for the frog, is the only place that serves the triple cheese bugs and flies sandwiches that he likes. That sounds interesting. He recalls Kobu's faces when he offered the ex-demon lord half of his sandwich once. Kobu struggled to hold back the contents of his stomach as he forced the sandwich down. Oh, what the heck? Nox never understood why he did what he did back then. Huh? When he arrives at the diner, the owner, a short blue imp, is hanging up a sign, "Closed until further notice." The crestfallen imp rests his hand against the door before Nox decides to break the silence. "You're closed?" "Oh, General Nox, I didn't notice you're here." The demon jumps and whirls back, flashing a smile at his superior. "Were you summoned?" "Yeah, I just got my papers today. My business has been marked as redundant. I tried getting a contract to keep my shop going, you know. I told them I could help feed the working demons, but it got rejected. The reason was they already commissioned enough shops for that job. They picked Vendrick's 2 favorite eateries. Figures, it sucks ass, but don't tell them I said that." "I won't." "What's going to happen to the sandwiches then?" "I'm sorry, General Nox. I don't know what to tell you. Unless they loosen up on the never-ending crunch, there will be no sandwiches from me." "But here..." The demon hands a piece of paper to the frog, the size of it small enough to fit in Nox's hand perfectly. He wonders the possible lengths the imp went to write it down. "I meant to give it to you when I saw you. It's the recipe for your favorite sandwich. Maybe you can make it when you have the time. It's my thanks for helping me to start my business up in the first place." "Think nothing of it. I was just doing my duty to look out for all the demons." Nox glances at the paper in his webbed hand. He doesn't bother with opening it. Somehow the premise of making his own sandwich is not what's bothering him. "Thank you for this, but it just won't be the same." The demon just nods slowly. "I'd advise against looking for another place to eat around here. They're all pretty busy trying to keep the demands of the workforce on the torture floors." He walks towards the elevator hub. After a few steps, he stops and glances back. He looks on with misty eyes before finally turning forward and walking off into the distance. Nox croaks loudly as he stuffs the paper inside his file. His hunger is now overtaken by something else. Sour thoughts surface into the forefront of his mind. Relocation of staff to different sectors, a hollow metropolis, the freelancer's report, and his master's orders. No! He slaps himself for even doubting his duties to the Demon Lord. His feelings have no place in this company. He must fulfill his purpose and obey. That is what a good tool does. No, you're more than a tool. He opens a portal back to his office, leaving behind the ghost town and his memories of a better time. Outside of Sony Fruits, a hunched-over figure watches the entrance from within a shadowy alley. The sun has begun to set, and still the store remains closed. Time is running out. This body has days, maybe even a week left before it expires. The mere sight of the figure would send anyone running. Much like a demon's life in the underworld, it has pushed this mortal body to its limits. So many sleepless nights and near-death misses have led to this moment. It scratches the back of its neck and is obsessed by the sensation of singed fur against its fingertips. The demon can never get accustomed to feeling fur upon its body. It begins scratching feverishly all over now, raking against the flesh under the fur. Come on, how long does it take to open a blasted shop? It lies in wait for Kobu to show up. With its weapon tucked within a pocket, the freelancer is itching to let it loose and return to the underworld. It dare not disobey Vendrick. As much as the creature detests its new employer, there are far worse fates than being worked down to the bone. Just then he sees his target approaching from the other end of the road. Kobu and the unimportant alpaca are talking to each other as they open up the store. This time has come. The freelancer clutches the weapon within his pocket and readies itself to stalk closer. He steps forward and accidentally slips on a stray rubber ducky. Ow, my back! After setting down your bags in the back room, the two of you get to work preparing for the nighttime shift. The store light flicker awake, and the room turns cold as the AC is activated. You walk along the aisles and are relieved that the shelves are all restocked and neatly arranged. Less work for you. You notice the broom and a mop left next to the employee back room, ready for any additional cleaning. The broken camera has been replaced, but it lies asleep, unactivated. As you return to the front counter, King approaches with his hands behind his back. Hey there. Hey, they restocked the shelves completely for us. That's fantastic. Let's have a chat first before... Oh! The alpaca waves to someone behind you. You glance over your shoulder to see a young woman looking to see if the store is open. She gives a thumbs up back at King and walks away. What's up? The AC ducts, of course. You roll your eyes at him. Okay, I wanted to take some time to talk about the training manual. Right, the manager training manual. Ta-da! He shows off a blue book with a bright yellow thumbs up sticker on the cover. King edition, of course. The HQ standard manual doesn't really apply to a small store like us. HQ is okay with this? Honey, they don't really care as long as we keep the cash flowing and we don't mess up the brand image. I can live with that. Also, a knock on the door pulls your attention towards it. There's a guy in a business suit peering through the glass door. He signals to ask if the store is open. King waves him away and the guy walks off. Right, where were we? Oh yeah, so as part of your training, you will be taking on some new responsibilities. There's arranging the shifts with everyone, making sure there's enough stock in the store, making sure the day's earnings are banked into the company account each day, and training any new employees. You gulp. That sounds like a lot. Kind of, but you got the rest of us to help out. In fact, Mike's been helping me with the money bag when I'm not on the morning shift. One more thing, and this is from HQ. You won't be receiving any extra income while you're undergoing training, but you're responsible for any mishaps or troubles with the store's regular business. The muscles in the back of your neck are tightening already. Really? Can't I just order the other staff to do those for me? Nope. He bops you on the nose, his usual tactic of showing disapproval of you. Now, sweetie, just read this and you'll be fine. I made it short and sweet, like a game guide. You take the book from the alpaca's hands. Despite being light as a feather, it weighs heavy within your hands. King pats you on the shoulder and smiles. Any questions before I leave you to open the store? Can I still say no to this? Can you say no to my cooking? No. Then you've got my answer. King chuckled to the back room. blue book close to your face and sigh in defeat. Your muddled feelings leave you scratching your head. There's so much on the line, yet what scares you the most is letting King down. As you set the book down on the counter, you sense something looking at you. Turning towards the door again, a hunched man glares at you intently from a short distance. He then closes the gap, slowly walking towards the door. Your fur stands on end at the sight of his ghastly face. You think the guy is a fox, or a fox that was run over to be more exact. Sorry, we're not open yet, at least not until you're gone. Although you gesture to exaggerate your message, he continues to stand there. What's with this guy? His hand reaches out for the door before walking in. Hey, I said we're not. With his other hand, the figure holds out a demon eye the size of a grapefruit, its iris fixed upon you. You freeze. Your brain instantly makes the connection. This time, it's a real hunter, a freelancer. He holds the eye out and the pupil sharpens. It's getting ready to fire. Hey, come on, we can talk about this. The freelancer stands unflinching, approaching as he squeezes the eyeball tighter. There's nothing to talk about. You inch closer and closer towards him, your gaze never once leaving the eyeball's pupil. Come on, there has to be tons to talk about. How are things in the underworld? He sees what you're trying to do and squeezes the eyeball harder. You hear a humming sound as the eyeball starts to glow at the center of the pupil. It's still too far to snatch. You would have saved us a lot of trouble if you just died that night. Maybe that's a sign I should keep on living. Why break the winning streak, I say. Your eyes remain focused upon the weapon. A sharp light, consolating? Question mark? I don't know what that says. At the pupil, a high-pitched sound beginning to ring out. Just a little more. Look, you don't need to go through all this trouble. What if I give you some hair? Maybe that would be enough to say I'm dead? Then we can all be on our merry way. You have no idea the agony I went to get here. And now you lunge for the freelancer's arm. Grabbing hold, you shove it upward, throwing his aim off kilter as the beam shoots into the ceiling. You dig your claws deeper into the freelancer's wrist, trying to force him to drop the weapon, but the demon does not relent. He bellows in pain and throws a punch at your face, but you catch the hand just in time. Locked hand to hand, neither of you can make a decent move. Both of you struggle to overcome each other, one fighting to complete his mission, the other to survive. Kobu, what's that noise? Don't come in! Your eyes widen in fear. You can't let King get involved. He swings his leg backwards, landing a powerful kick against your stomach. You gasp as the wind is knocked out of you, but your grip does not lessen. Rah! You retaliate by kneeing the enemy repeatedly in the groin. That's crazy. They yell out loud and recklessly fire yet another beam that cuts across the floor. The both of you finally break free. You're forced to stumble backwards, arm flailing as you try to regain your balance. The freelancer twists his knees as he recovers his family jewels. He raises the eyeball again as he looks up, but you've already made your move. Dashing towards him, you cover the extra distance with a broom you've managed to snatch and then smack the eyeball from his hands. 4! It flies into the air and then bounces among the wares on the shelf. You bring down the broom again on your foe's face, then make a run for the weapon. You hear a loud hissing, followed by a thud, but choose not to look back. Ahead of you is the eyeball, nestled comfortably in between a row of chips. I need to destroy it, but how? Your thoughts are interrupted by sounds of loud footsteps above you. Turning your head up, your jaw drops. The freelancer, on all fours, is crawling like a spider, rushing towards its prey, their eyeballs more bloodshot than ever. Your breathing is erratic and every fiber in your body tenses. It's a race to the eyeball. But the freelancer leaps ahead and snags the weapon before you do. You nearly slip, but manage to turn and start your retreat towards the counter. I'm not gonna make it. The sharp hum of the weapon fills your eardrums once more. This is it. This is the end. You close your eyes and hold your breath, your mind desperately hoping the beam will miss, when suddenly you feel a powerful force push you away just as you step out of the aisle. As you fall into the aisle, you see King's wide-eyed expression, then the beam hits him in the side of his chest. King! You slide over to grab his fallen body and cradle him in your arms. King, say something. King squirms in your arm, panicking. The sound of the weapon raises in pitch again. You hold King close to you, shielding him from the approaching foe. His footsteps seem to echo loudly as he gets closer and closer to you. Clutching your eyes tightly, you scream in fear. Die! He squeezes the eyeball again, but nothing happens. Instead, the light... I don't know what that word is. Costellated? Around the pupil dissipates and a buzzing sound goes off as an error message flashes. Warning, code error 69, the eye has been fired on a living mortal. Ejecting demon now. What? No, he's right there. I can't... Ejecting. Bright blue lights spark fire out of the eye, shocking the freelancer's entire body. It screams and shudders in pain, the host's body collapsing to the ground. However, a red outline of a demon is left standing above it. The eye then turns to it and blasts it again with electricity before sending the demon falling beneath the earth. No! Drain develops the power, the eyeball falls and rolls over to you, but you don't notice. You open your eyes and see King flailing his arms about. Kobu, I can't see what's happening. It's all black. King, I'm here. Everything's gonna be okay. I'm taking you to the hospital. I can't feel my legs. Looking over, you see King's legs slowly disintegrating into nothing. No, King, that blast must have done something. We need to get help. The hospital, we've got to get there. You try to stand up, but your legs buckle under the immense pressure of fear overwhelming you. The weight of your feelings seemingly pull you back down to the ground. Kobu. King's soft voice calls out to you, but your mind is fixed on getting to the door. No, I can make it. Damn it, move your stupid legs. Kobu. Your friend's loud cry forces you to look at him. You're on the verge of tears while he just looks at you with a meek smile. It's okay. No, it's not. None of this should have happened. It's all my fault. The disintegration envelopes his chest and accelerates further. No, don't say that. I'm glad you're safe. In between ragged vests, your voice breaks as you repeat his name. King. Make sure to eat your meals right, okay? Please tell my parents I love them too. No, King, please stay with me. I can't end like this. Kobu. I'll save you. Just hang on, King. His voice fades away with the rest of his body. King is no more. King, no, not like this. Mere minutes after the freelancer was defeated, Vendrick sits in front of his desk going through yet another demon's written request for days off. He shakes his head. These demons just don't know the meaning of making sacrifices for their company. Tisk tisk. The sudden sound of someone screaming grabs Vendrick's attention. He looks up to see a single red thread phasing through the ceiling. It gathers in the air, forming an outline, then a body with depth. Piece by piece, the demon's limbs reappear within the space of the outline and land on the floor with a sloppy thud. Ah! What in the world? Vendrick stands up from his seat and walks over to the demon. He looms menacingly over the smaller creature. The freelancer picks himself up. It comes eye to eye with Vendrick's angry-looking stomach, causing the demon to shriek and jump back. Lord Vendrick, my apologies. I was just about to assassinate Kobu when this weapon forced me back here. What? Did you kill him or not? Why didn't you just finish him off with your bare hands? I nearly did, but the eye stopped me after I hit a mortal. A light crimson color boils up from Vendrick's stomach all the way to his face. Enraged, Vendrick's belly flares up. Ah! The stomach mouth fires a steam of fire that narrowly misses the demon's head and blasts off the office door. Get in here, you three! 3 portals open and the general step forward, forming an arc around the raging Vendrick. Amar enters with arms crossed. To his side is Fortis, who stands at attention. Nox is the only one across from them, the blank expression plastered on his face. Amar! He points at the cat accusingly. The cat demon simply tosses his nose in the air, barely making any eye contact with his superior. What? Care to explain that why the the weapon you made for the freelancer sent him back here before he could finish the deed? Amar rolls his eyes. Obviously because he triggered the failsafe mechanism. I got the alert just now. That dingbat shot a mortal. Look, he's in here. One of the cat demon's floating hands conjures out a vinyl disc with King's face in the middle. It even has a title written on it, King of the Store. Vendrick crosses his arms in a huff. I don't recall instructing you to put such a function in the weapon. I wonder if you had intentionally tinkered with the weapon to fail on purpose. Vendrick's belly glows red again, ready to spit fire at the cat. Amar scoffs. I would never intentionally make a tool that never works. Just because you don't have the foresight to see your goons messing up doesn't mean I would allow it. Last I checked, it is against the rules to end mortal lives. Vendrick's eyes narrow and the mouth of his belly closes. Fortis relaxes his shoulders while Nox continues to watch the scene play out. Though silent in the frog's head, dozens of questions are left unspoken. What is the meaning of the words upon the vinyl disc? Why did Amar pick a vinyl to put a living creature inside to begin with? If I put the vinyl under my finger, would music come out from my mouth? Vendrick turns his attention back to the trembling freelancer. So, freelancer, it is on you now. I'll let you skip the paperwork and explain directly how it is you failed. And if I am not satisfied, you will face the greatest torture a demon could suffer within the Underworld. A disciplinary hearing in the next 100 days with Ellen from HR. No, not Ellen. Then your employee card will forever be stained with a red mark. No more opportunities to advance in the company. Reduced day off applications. No more free coffee privileges. You already cut coffee privileges a month back. And worst of all, no more healthcare subsidies. No, not that. Anything but that. Please, I swear I would have done my job right if the alpaca didn't push Kopo out of my way. Please don't take my healthcare plan. I can't afford the Fang checkup cost on my own. He pushed Kobu out of the way. Interesting. Very well, I will overlook this mistake, freelancer. Know that your ruler is a sympathetic one. Now back to the torture floor with you. Vendrick mercifully summons a portal behind the demon. The lowly creature pathetically cries and bows while stepping backwards into the portal. Everyone's eyes are upon Vendrick, wondering what is he planning. The demon returns to his seat and points at Amar. So that mortal is within the disc? Yes, body and soul. Free him. I'd like a word with Kobu's savior. You can't do that. He'll see us. He'll see all of this. Living mortals aren't allowed to be here. Silence, Fortis. I wasn't speaking to you. If you have time to run your mouth, you would do better to train your brothers to guard the gates more effectively. Fortis closes his mouth and looks at the floor. He clenches his fist and bites his lip, as if holding back a needless argument that he'll lose. Amar, I just want to talk to the little mortal. Help the mortal process what he saw. Now do as I say. But I don't have another way to put him back into a disc after I take him out. If I blast him again, maybe he'll be stuck forever as the next disc. No buts or it'll be your butt going for rage education. The rest of you better keep your mouth shut while I do my job. He waves his finger at all three generals like a school teacher telling their students off. Do it. Tisk. Amar puts on a pair of gloves and sets the vinyl disc down in midair. He brings a finger close to its surface, just barely touching it. The disc now starts to spin slowly, vibrating, playing a gentle tune out of Amar's gloves. Then with a few quick turns of the disc, the tune changes as thin green notes spin out of the grooves. The melodic notes gather before the group, spinning rapidly. The manic tune preceding a blinding green hue out of which King appears. Oh my god, that had an aneurysm. What? King grabs the side of his pants and looks dumbfounded at his surroundings. The alpaca's knees are trembling at the sight of four vicious-looking creatures staring at him. Their unusual eyes and appearances lead him to one conclusion. Oh god, I'm in hell. He grabs his pompadour while he breathes rapidly. Oh my god, oh my god. Welcome to the Underworld, mortal. This may seem alarming to you, but be assured that you are very much alive. I'm alive? Oh no, have I been sent here early because I took that extra free sample from at the store the other day? I swear I didn't know that was such a sin. No, mortal, that is not why you're here. Let's start with something simple. What is your name? I'm King Demeric. Nice to meet you, King. I am Vendrick, the Demon Lord, and these are my generals who help me govern this realm. Do you remember anything about what happened before you arrived here? Last I remember was the store. I got shot. Yes, that unfortunately was a mistake from one of our freelancers. He was after an escaped fugitive, you see. A fugitive? Yes, a demon who may bring harm to the balance of our world the longer he stays on Earth. Who are you talking about? You know who. Kobu. King's eyes widen. No way, I know Kobu. He's my friend. He's not a demon. That's what he wants you to think. He's only using you to hide his tracks. Why else would he keep this a secret from you? How long have you known him? Can you really trust someone you've spent so little time with? I've known him for over a year. A year. I forgot how quickly your kind expires. To him, a year is no different from a month. Don't you think something is off? Why would you end up here talking to us instead beings of immeasurable power? Surely you're not that in denial of the truth, and if he has convinced you otherwise, I wonder what other lies he has spun. King stands in silence, his hands falling to his side. Face it, your friend is a wanted demon. Both Amar and Fortis shift in their positions. Nox remains unwavered and unblinking. He will say and do anything to avoid facing justice, but you can change that. You can help us, and in doing so, I can promise your standing during your time of judgment will be more favorable. King's voice is low and soft now. What are you asking me to do? I can send you back, King, like nothing ever happened. I just ask that you help me finish the job. We'll give you the tools you need, and it won't leave any mess. With a snap of his fingers, Vendrick conjures up a large eye, just like the one that shot King. The eye floats towards King and hovers just within his reach. The King reluctantly grabs the eye and stares at it. Vendrick's face breaks into a smile. Until the alpaca throws the eye right back at him. Fortis scaffs while one of Amar's floating hands gives a thumbs up to King. The eye slides off of Vendrick's face. He slams his hands on the desk and abruptly gets up. Insolent mortal, you dare strike the Demon Lord. He reaches into his stomach and pulls out the golden scepter. Ew. With a wave of the rod, the desk flies in the air and crashes right at the office entrance, blocking any hopes of escape. Vendrick stomps forward and aims his scepter at the alpaca. Despite the hostile display of strength, King stands unflinchingly against the larger demon. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Say what you want about Kobu, but he would never lie to me about our friendship. If he really left, I'm sure it was to get away from you, you two-faced creep. Vendrick raises his scepter. Then you are no use to me. Vendrick! Stop! No! King throws his arms up in the air to protect himself and closes his eyes as Vendrick rings down his scepter and hits the alpaca on the head. Nothing happens. What? Why isn't it working? Reveal your secrets! He smacks King in the head 2 more times. All it does is make the pompadour bounce about. Quit it! King smacks the scepter away. Vendrick turns to Nox. Why isn't the spell working? I should have been able to see his life history. He is not dead yet. That can be arranged. Vendrick menacingly steps closer to King, who in turn retreats slowly, never taking his eyes off the demon. This is enough, Lord Vendrick. Vendrick stops. Delivering death is beyond our jurisdictions. Vendrick growls at King. You will regret crossing me, mortal. Fortis! The large demon dog stands upright. Seize him! Fortis raises his arms and points at King. He steadies his breath before two small dog markings slither across his arms. Like bloodhounds after their play, they fly out after their prey. They fly out and wrap themselves around King. King recoils to the touch of the black appendages. They grip him firmly, making him lose his balance and fall to the ground. You won't get away with this, and I have rights. Kobu will find a way to save me. Silence him. The shadowy bindings extend up the King's mouth and subsequently gags him. Do you want me to send him back to Earth? Yes, but not now. Our laws state that he has to go back, but nothing is written about when that happens. What are you planning, Vendrick? Vendrick points at King once more. So you really believe you'll come and save you? Well, dear boy, let's see him try, if he lives long enough to even do so. Vendrick walks back to his seat and summons the desk back to its original place. Lock the mortal up somewhere, Fortis. See that he is taken care of until Kobu is dealt with. Where exactly do you think I'm supposed to put him? We didn't build dungeons for keeping living mortals. Just stuff him in the pantry for all I care. Figure it out. Fortis scowls but remains silent. He walks over to King's squirming form and throws the alpaca's body over his shoulder. Fortis opens a portal. Wait. Huh? What's wrong? We don't know how a living mortal's body will react to the magic of our portals, even more so after I just turned him back from a disc. Besides, if he's staying, I'd like to run some experiments on him if I get the chance, so I definitely need him to remain intact. Let's take a rain check on that, Amar, but sure, the long way it is then. Fortis walks out from the office with King hanging from his shoulder. So are we done here? For now. Amar knocks both open their portals and leave. Left alone, Vendrick sits in quiet contemplation. That mortal's unwavering glare remains stuck in the demon's mind. You stare at your empty hands where your friend laid a second ago. It feels almost unreal how everything unfolded so quickly. You scream and beat the ground until your hands are red sore. King! You can only think about how you failed once again, and this time someone else was caught in the crossfire. Your breathing is shaky. With the amount of air you're quickly pulling to your lungs, you would have thought they failed you. Your vision is blurry, thankfully not from the lack of air, but from the tears that have been welling up. Your mind freezes, trying to process an impossible challenge until you hear it, a reek groan. Turning your head slowly, you see that it's coming from the person who shot King. A miracle, your breathing is under control now. Your mind begins to focus. You feel the urge to wrap your hands around that bastard's throat, but you don't. You need answers. You seize him up by the collar of his shirt and pull his face close to yours. Why did you do that? Why did you get King involved? What sick promise did Vendrick make? The person blinks and then opens his mouth without saying a word. His gawking is getting to you until he starts to snivel and cry. I don't know what you're talking about. Where am I even? You killed my friend. Why did you make a contract to be a freelancer? Kill? I don't know anything about that. I just did it as a goof. I just wanted to prove to my friends that the ritual was fake. You rise to your feet and drag the pathetic person out the door before throwing him onto the street. Okay, if I ever see you again in this town again, I'll send you to the Underworld myself. The person screams as he crashes into the pavement before running away. Oh my god, what was that animation, bro? You stumble back into the store. Your legs begin to buckle as you're forced to grab onto the counter to hold yourself up. Though thoughts and emotions return like an unwanted guest, knocking eagerly at the door for you to open up in your mind's eye, you clutch the left side of your chest. Huh? Your ears pick up with the sound of something vibrating. Scanning the room, your eyes fall upon the weapon left on the floor. You walk over and pick up the cursed eye. The device starts to shake from the force of your grip. You want to throw it hard against the wall and be rid of it, until you realize that something is displayed across the eye. A blue text reads, "Unknown non-demon entities sent to Amar Labs for investigation." You blink several times and reread the sentence. Sent. It sent King to the Underworld. He's not dead. The news revitalizes your spirit. Without a shred of doubt, you decide you need to get to the Underworld and bring King back. But how do I get down there? That brief spark of hope is at risk of blowing out. Even if I get there, I doubt Vendrick would just let me leave that easily again. I need help, but who? The angel Lucian? He's sent by God. He could be a powerful ally. But what about Morris? He's been in this town for a while. His tricks and knowledge of magic could come in handy. Maybe he knows a way to save King. Then again, the two of them would have their own agendas. Both want something out of you. Maybe it's better to call on the favor Toast owes you? Oh, Toast all the way. Let's go. I'm gonna ask Toast. You smack yourself in the forehead. What the heck am I saying? I mustn't be thinking straight. Calm down, Kobu. Just clean the store and think this through. You pick up the broom you used in the fight and proceed to clean up the area. Lucian, Morris, Toast? You called? Startled, you jump back when the ghostly hyena emerges from the wall. Toast? What are you doing here? I just got here. This stupid town is so confusing. Luckily, I used my brain muscle to remember this place. You pinch your fingers against your eyes and massage them. What's wrong, partner? Toast, I just can't today. I really, really can't. Come on, you can tell me. You're in my crew now, so your problems are my problems too. The ghost crosses his arms and smiles. He looks so confident that he can take on any challenge. Okay, well, my friend just got attacked by a demon and is probably inside the Underworld now, and I need to save him. A demon? Was it a huge dog with those snake tattoos? No, was it a weird-looking fat frog sitting on a hand? I remember seeing him sometimes floating by in the Underworld. No, please, was it a short demon about the height of a table and he wouldn't stop yelling cheese every few minutes? No, I don't know who the demon was. It came here and shot my friend. Now, unless you know how to get into the Underworld without dying, I'd appreciate it if you just leave me be. Despite clearly hearing your words, the demon stands there looking back at you. His face maintains that dumb-looking smile. He blinks twice and you begin to wonder if something is wrong with him. I've got it. Whoa. His outburst startles you. We just need to find someone who can get us to the Underworld. Sneak around and save your friend. So take a deep breath, partner. Yes, Toast, I think I implied that. The issue is how. Easy, I know a guy who can take us there. You take a deep breath. Are you trying to mess with me? Because this isn't the time for jokes. No, I'm legit serious. He and I have been on this road looking for the dude's cool jacket. You stare slack-jawed. Sure, a guy who knows how to get to the Underworld and is looking for his jacket. Toast grunts. You don't believe me, do you? Well, it's a pretty far-fetched story. Then you'll have to believe me You'll have to believe me if I take you to him. Come on. No, I have a job to do here. But you said your friend is in danger. He is. Then what are you waiting for? This is important too. Look, let me just finish my shift and maybe I'll go with you. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I can still ask Lucian or Morris later. Hug. He slinks into the ground until all that remains in his head is... Oh, wait, what? Is his head looking up at you with an exhausted expression. Ugh, what are you doing down there? You told me you'll go after work, so I'm waiting here. Can't you just wait outside the store? People will be coming in at any time. And what? See me? Hello, I'm dead, partner? Right. Ding dong, ring bong. The familiar chime sings its tune as the customers enter through the front door. You return to the back of the counter and try your best to act like everything's fine. Two customers who, judging by their attire, look like the nurses from the nearby hospital, perhaps returning from work. Welcome to Sunny Fruits, the family mart. The customers nod in acknowledgement and go about their business around the store. For a brief moment, things seem to be going fine. But just as you let your guard down, the soreness from the previous battle returns in droves. You grab your left shoulder and tilt your neck from side to side to ease the tension. As you try to relax your muscles, you spot something familiar inside the refrigerator full of vegetable produce, Toast's head. Your left eye twitches as he watches the dismembered head contort its facial features into different mocking expressions. The lady does not notice his presence, of course, and bends over to look at the produce. Hey, beautiful, come here often. Excuse me. Oh, you're distracted by the second customer approaching the counter, vying for your attention. He puts a can of coffee on the counter and you ring it up. While you try to complete the transaction, your eyes dart back to the refrigerator. The lady has moved away and Toast is nowhere to be seen. Without taking your eyes off of her, you hand the man his receipt. Come again. The man returns your response with indifference and leaves. Now the lady comes over with her shopping basket. Hello. She gives a polite smile and you struggle to do the same. Just these. Okay. You take the basket to scan the items. One can of sardines, 2 packets of carrots, 1 head. You pull out Toast's head. He smiles back at you. Dude, a head, get it? 'Cause she's buying a head of lettuce. Ah! 1 head of lettuce. Oh, I'll pay using my card. Alright. Toast continues to be a chatterbox behind you. Dude, tell her everyone likes a little head once in a while. Ha ha ha. Such an idiot. Excuse me? Oh, I said have a nice day. She smiles and takes her groceries with her. Toast's head floats on over in front of you. Ha ha ha. I didn't even know I could do this till now. Wait till the next customer comes. You'll blow milk out of your nose when you see what else I can pull off. You reach out and hold Toast's head. You sit down on the floor while looking at the spirit in your hands. He raises an eyebrow as you just look at him. Your face remains blank despite the exhaustion coursing through your body, weighing you down. I know what you're doing. You're giving me a silent treatment. You didn't get my joke. Now you want to ignore me? Want to show you're better than me, bro? You want to go, bro? You think you can take me on when I'm just a head? Bring it on, bro, when I figure out how to bring my arm back out. I like the lettuce joke. Toast stops talking and watches you. You pat his head. It doesn't feel like you're stroking fur, but more running your fingers through cold air. You're funny, Toast. It's just that so much has happened today. You sigh and frown. Maybe you could just let me have some quiet time to rest. I'll promise we'll see that guy you talked about when I get my energy back. Toast blinks and you swear his cheeks turn a bright shade of red pink. Well, yeah. What kind of boss would I be if I didn't look out for my underlings? You begin to snore. At some point, you fall asleep without realizing it. Toast sighs and floats out of your hands. Guess I'll keep watch then. I'll keep you safe, underling. You're able to get a few hours of sleep before Toast wakes you when he sees an incoming customer. He doesn't do much other than wait next to you while you work. The rest of your shift goes pretty smoothly, although you have to pull up a chair so you can catch a few Z's when no one's around. Come morning, your shift ends. You explain to the other members of the store that King had an emergency family situation and ask that the rest of you cover for him while he's away. They openly agree without much questioning. With the one problem placed aside, you change your clothes into the back room. Toast doesn't bother to give you any privacy, but you're too tired to tell him off. Ready to meet my buddy? You take a deep breath. Sure, let's get this over with so I can get some sleep. Let's go! You both exit the store. So where exactly are we going? The park. He said to meet up there at 6 in the morning. What? Then we're already late by an hour and a half. No, wait. He looks at the palm of his hand upside down. I meant 9. Yeah, 9. Your confidence in this plan wavers further. As dawn gives way to a hot summer day, you grimace at how your soaked clothes feel against your body, sweaty and sticky. While you peel your shirt off your chest over and over, your ghostly companion sings a tune you can only describe as something out of a spy film you've watched once. Dun 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 dun. He leaps from corner to corner, phasing his head through the walls to discreetly scan his surroundings. However, he's giving up any stealth with this spoof of a spy thriller tune. Your pace hastens as you near the intersection across from the park. Toast floats close to your side. Dun 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 dun. He sings his low tones right into your ear. Whoa, that's wild. Your mind bouncing along to the rhythm of Toast's humming noises. You slowly turn your head to him. Dude, what's with the singing? You don't know who could be watching. We gotta be careful. It's just a walk in the park. Nothing's gonna hold it. He points to in front of you. A familiar plump boy in a pink shirt is walking by. Crap, hide. You try to push Toast out of the way, but end up rushing through him and slam into the wall ahead. The both of you watch the street ahead, but Morris does not return. I don't think you noticed. Good, then let's knock him out before he does. Toast picks up a loose brick off the ground. He rushes forward, but you give chase and snatch the brick out of his hand. Hey! No, what the heck are you trying to do with that? Just a little bump on the noggin to make sure he doesn't get in the way. Your face twists into a grimace of disgust. Dude, you'll kill him. Little bump. I said little. The hyena tries to grab the brick from you, but you dodge his every move. Gimme. No, you'll put us in danger. Danger? I'm trying to protect us here. He's just gonna get in the way. Just throw it at him. You feel stifled by Toast's relentless pursuit for the brick. The hyena makes a leap for the brick, but leaving you no choice but to check it across the street to keep it out of his grubby hands. You see a fleeting moment of grace as the brick tumbles through the air before crashing into an electric pole, breaking in pieces. No, see what you did? You ruined our surprise attack. You sigh loudly before peeking around the corner to see if Moores is still around. Phew, he's gone. You turn back to Toast, who pouts and looks away. I can't believe you wasted a perfectly good brick. Toast, you can't go around trying to off people just because you think they'll be an inconvenience to you. Toast groans and rolls his head back at you in exaggerated fashion. I wasn't gonna hit him that hard. I've taken a few bricks to the head before and I turned out fine. Boy, where do you think he went in such a hurry? You shrug. Maybe he has another exorcism job, or he's just hungry. Or he's taking a number 1, or 2, or heck, he might be doing a 3. A 3? Pee and poop at the same time. Yeah, sure, Toast. Now come on. And again, no more trying to kill people. Not even a teensy little bit. No, again, you can't kill anyone by just a little bit or by a lot. They just die. Now come on. You turn back to the park and make your way there with Toast following behind. Like before, a group of black hooded figures lurk around the entrance. What's with those guys? They're the pushy air fryer cultist. What's an air fryer? I'll explain later. Let's go this way. The two of you take the long way into the park. After slipping in, Toast guides you to a bench that so happens to have a clear view of the cultists at the entrance. You observe the other park-goers make their way by, visibly pacing by the cultist, trying to avoid any contact. Still, the cultists persist without any care for courtesy, calling more people into their little antlion pit. Taking a seat, you pull out your phone. What's that? It's a phone. The ghost leans in for a closer look. They make them that small now? Yeah, well, yeah, it's full of apps and stuff. Appetizers? So you can eat phones now? That's so cool. I'll add that to the list of things I'll explain later. Do you have your friend's number? Why would I? I'm dead, remember? I don't carry your phone. Right. You smack yourself in the forehead. Then it's the waiting game for now. Toast sits on the bench, his butt facing into the seat itself. Leaning back into the backrest, you turn to your phone in hopes of passing time. Your eyes dart over to Toast, who's watching the clouds with glee. Maybe I should look online to see if there's any news about demonic activity. Your fingers dance upon your phone screen. Demon activities, Kibbleton. You go for the first search result. The link opens up to a message board about people asking for help with bizarre activities in the town. Help, is my toilet possessed? Person missing from Kibble Hotel, theories and facts. I find messages on my boyfriend's phone directed to a stranger. Is the phone haunted? There's nothing new about demons here. You return to the search results and click on the second link below titled Demon Attack. What's this? The link directs you to an entertainment site where a new video pops up and begins playing. Loud pop music blares out from your phone, drawing the stares of everyone passing by. The phone nearly slips out of your grip, but you manage to catch it before pausing the video instead. What the hell was that? Sorry, I accidentally opened a video. I think it's a new TV series about demons. Ha! TV series about demons? Who would want to watch that? What, you have something against TV shows or just demons? I've seen demons. They aren't exactly TV material. Curiosity tugs at your heart. You can't help but want to know more. So, what are demons like then? You scared about the afterlife, huh? I'm just curious, that's all. You know we're up against them, so anything about demons can help. Long story short, they're just a bunch of pencil pushers just trying to make it to the end of the shift. Really, that's all. Isn't the Underworld all about torturing souls and such? Well, if you call running a treadmill on fire torture, then yeah, but you get used to it eventually. That doesn't sound right. Where's the internal torment, the regret, the suffering? It ain't all that bad. You might find a demon who's at least willing to talk to you. Plus, whenever they switch shift, you get a bit of a breather. Really, you gotta watch out for the big shot running the whole place. The other souls and I call him the Soul Crusher. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Yeah, when you have all that time down there, you come up with the best names. So why is this super cool demon lord get called that? He's the meanest of all. Every demon fears him and no one dares to disobey him. Get on. He sounds like quite a person. Oh, go on. Whoops, my bad. Light fills your eyes as you lean in closer to Toast. I've seen demons shaking in their boots at just the mention of his name. And their name was... You're now bent over sideways, your snout barely touching the ghost. Vendrick! Oh. I see. You retract back to your place side on the bench, looking to the side, and bite your bottom lip. Coast puts his cold, ghostly hands on your shoulder. But hey, don't worry, you've got me to watch your back. I'm sure you're safe. Plus, if we take over heaven, we don't need to worry about the underworld. You sigh. Looking at the phone in your hand, it's already 9:30. Toast, is your friend showing up or not? I mean, he's never been one to miss a meeting. Well, what do we do now? Hyena sinks deeper into the sea until he's completely submerged in the earth. Whoa! You nearly jump out of your seat. There's a note under the bench. Toast reemerges with a piece of paper in hand. What? How are you doing that? That looks like a used candy wrapper. No, it has my name on it. He hastily flips the note open. Toast. As he reads the contents of the wrapper, his expression darkens. Toast clenches the paper tightly in his hands. Those assholes. Toast, what are you... I'm gonna tear them to shreds. He rushes through you towards the group of black hoods at the entrance. Toast! Cold sweat runs down your back. Instinctively, you sense danger will fall upon whoever gets in his way. Toast! The anger seething through his bare teeth deafens him to your words. Fueled by desperation, a spark runs through your body as you reach out for the ghost. Work, come on, make it work, stop him, open your damn portal. Through sheer will, a burst of energy radiates forth from your hand. Blue rings spring open and close randomly all around you, one each connected to some part of the park. On one of the rings appear right in front of Toast and he charges inward. You connect his portal with two more portals you conjure in front of you, one on the ground and one in the air. Wah! The screaming hyena plummets from one portal into the other in a never-ending loop. What the heck? I can't let you attack innocent people. Toast, dubious but innocent for now. Make it stop, I'm gonna hurl ghost chunks. Not until you promise you won't lay a hand on them without explaining yourself. Toast groans. I give, just stop the wild ride. If only he knows that you don't have to. If only he knows that you don't have a full grasp on your powers. You hold your hand up like you did before. Close! Nothing happens. Oh no. You try various hand gestures, but to no avail. Kofu! You've done this many times before, so it's just a bit difficult to recall the specific fundamentals. You take a deep breath and recall the basics of your portal powers. Picturing a gate in your head, you imagine the act of closing it. All the power slipping through the palm of your hand flows to a halt. The portal bottom closes first and Toast is shot onto the ground with the other. You groan as your hand falls to the side. A burning pain emanates from your palm, much like the aftermath of forcing a torrent of water through a pinhole. Bleh. You push through the pain and head over to the fallen hyena. Toast, you okay? The ghost, reduced to a head again, pants heavily. His eyes are in a daze. I don't want to ride that merry-go-round anymore. You bend over and pick up the ghost along with this crumpled piece of paper. Sweat drips across your brow. The incident at the store, the work after that, and the exertion of your powers leaves you on the verge of collapsing. You can't recall the last time you've been this exhausted. Might as well get something to eat on the way back too. You head for your usual cafe. You arrive at the cafe near your workplace for an early lunch. 6 fan, and eatery built on the bones of a former tour guide company, if you recall correctly. Your need for privacy is fairly accommodated by the cafe's quiet ambience. Also, the decent food and affordable prices are an added bonus to keep you coming back. You set Toast's sleeping head on the seat across from you before you order. Your food arrives, a simple plate of bacon and eggs with some orange juice. Surveying your surroundings, you're satisfied that there are no other customers. You pull out the note from your pocket. Okay, let's see why this got him so excited. Toast, if you found this note, then I've gone with the members of the cult, those people in black hoods. I have reason to suspect that their leader has my jacket. Stay away. I don't know how dangerous this group is. Rest assured, my friend, I will still honor my promise to you. Stay safe. Your friend, Archon. He's in the cult now? Your head tenses at the conundrum presented to you. Without his friend, even if his friend was a valid option in the first place, there's no way now that Toast can help you. Who in their right mind would go so far for a dumb jacket? You rub your temples as an ongoing struggle between your head and your heart rages on. I should dump him right here and now, cut my losses and find another way to save King. What was I even thinking? He's literally a condemned soul. He tried to attack Morris and those cultists. But then, maybe he was really looking out for our safety, or to find his friend. What the heck do I really want? Squinting your eyes, you notice what looks to be a watermark on the paper. It can't be. You lift the note from the air towards the light and you let out a small gasp. The curved horns, the crown above the diamond, the Underworld insignia. This piece of stationery came from there. Who is this guy? Your stomach growls loudly. Oh, well, where am I? You're in a cafe. Relax. By the way, I read the note. Care to explain what made you try to attack those people? You place the note in front of you. I was just gonna beat them up and make them fess up to where Archon was. Like the note said, they're a bunch of cultists. They could be trying to hurt Archon as some part of sick initiation ritual. I saw it on TV. They brainwash people and have sex orgies with aliens. Aliens? What kind of show did you watch? Doesn't matter, those cultists are bad news, and I'm worried about Archon being in there. Toast presses his translucent hand against his forehead and groans a little. I didn't even know I'd feel this sick. I could feel this sick. You used some weird magic. He points accusingly at you. About that, I swear I've seen something like that before, but when? Oh, hey, look at that. They gave me some toast with my bread. You must miss that. You pierce your fork through a piece of golden brown toast before gesturing it towards the demon. What? Toast? No, not really. Can't really stand it, to be honest. But why? You'd grow sick of it too if you ate nothing but toast and a smidge of butter growing up. You set the toast back on the plate. Besides, I've had demons try to shove toast endlessly into me before. Doesn't make for a good demons. The demons use those portals. You're one of them. Damn it, betrayed by breakfast once again. You drop the fork on the plate and watch as the egg yolk break and spread out. Racking your brain, you wonder how to play this. You need to keep toast on your side, but which response would deliver the best outcome? Look, I'll come clean. I'm not any run-of-the-mill demon. I'm the demon lord before Vendrick kicked me out. You said that last part as fast as you can in hopes that Toast didn't hear you. Toast lets out a gasp. Wait, I remember now. You're the Screaming Lord. Huh? Yeah, that's what all the other demons called you in the torture rooms. Whenever a demon screams, that means you came up with a new idea. You feel your right eye twitching. I'm sure that was all in good humor. Yeah, they even made a betting game on how many bad ideas you could come up in a month. Those... Anyways, now that you know who I am. Look, my title doesn't matter to me. I just want to right my mistake and bring King home. You know, after Judgment Day, I've lost years to that literal hell. Looking back, I can't help but think that what you want now is a tall order on my part. Oh. Back when I was a kid, the adults would always say no to judge people because that's not nice. How did you stomach doing what you did? You ball up your hands on your lap. The weight of your anxiety rests heavily on your shoulders. Toes crosses his arms. You ponder your answers as your eyes flick between the hyena and at the abandoned toast in front of you. The judgment you and any of the other souls went through were determined by the system. The equations to judge a soul. Even if I'm not directly involved, I will acknowledge that the judgment system and the extension is the extension of the demon lord's will, of my will. But judgment must be cast. The demon lord must judge souls and demons Wait, what? Misjudged souls and demons must carry out punishment on the damned. So if you ask me how I live with it, I just do, because that's my job. His laughter catches you off guard. What's so funny? I zoned out halfway through that spiel, but I think I got the gist of it. At least you have the balls to get the job done. I can respect that. Nothing's worse to me than having to suffer under someone spineless with wishy-washy apathy. I say, no matter the job, you got to do it right. So we're cool? For now. I still gotta bust Archon out, and that'll be easier with someone who's got an actual body. But I've got some terms you gotta meet if you want my help. If this is about taking over up above, I can tell you that's not happening. No skin off my back. Saves me the trouble beating everyone up. But I still want in on up above. You're the demon lord, right? X. I don't intend to go back to it. You must still have some connections. You must know how you can get me in. That's all I want. In your heart of hearts, you don't know if Toast's request is remotely possible. Souls barely escaped the Underworld, and now he wants to practically override his sentence. Why do you want this so badly? Well, he grabs the fork after a couple tries, swipes a dollop of peanut butter from the provided ramekin of condiments, and spreads it all over the clean side of the bread. He just watches the food before grabbing some strawberry jam and splattering it across the peanut butter. Dropping the fork, he pushes the plate away and looks at you. Ain't it obvious? You're asking me to pick between an eternity of fun or torture. Is that all? That's not important. Can you make it happen or not? You need him, at least for now. Fine, help me save King and I'll get you into up above. Then let's make a bacon promise. A bacon what? A bacon promise. Obviously. He picks up one of the bacon slices on your plate. You and I swear on the tastiest meal on earth that we will honor this deal, and if you're gonna break that promise to bacon, you're damned to hell. Well, I'm from there, so this doesn't really mean much. Then the one who breaks this promise is cursed with 1,000 years of bad luck. You feel a strong sense of determination when looking into Toast's eyes. In contrast, uncertainty takes hold of your heart, as you don't even know if you can keep your end of the bargain. Yet you steel your resolve for King. You reach out and grab the other end of the bacon. Oh my god. I promise. Toast pulls on the other end, ripping the bacon into two. It's a deal. He throws his portion of the bacon into his mouth and you watch it fall onto the seat. Damn it, everything I eat just goes straight through me. You take a deep breath and eat the rest of your cold meal in silence. With so much that has happened in one morning, all you wish is for some time to rest. While you eat, you manage to keep Toast busy with the video on your phone. Yo, he's an iPad kid. That's crazy. After your meal, you take Toast back to your apartment. Sitting in an elevator, King sits bound and gagged from head to toe. The soreness around his butt is replaced with a dull but numbing pain from staying still. Each time the elevator changes direction, King lurches from side to side. The room itself is seemingly chasing after some far-off destination. King rests his head against the cold metallic wall, too tired to continue a struggle against his bindings. His eyes rise upward to the demon that has his back turned to him. The dark bindings of Longa's mouth start to curve further around King's face, with the tip resembling a dog's head, peeking at the corner of his eyes. Bro, he says you have a nice ass. What? Fortis looks over his shoulder and flashes a smile. Thanks, glad someone noticed the effort that went into training my glutes. The demon flexes his bubbly posture. King shakes his head frantically. He says to ungag him. Not a chance. I have a hard enough time figuring out what to do without you yelling in my ear. Dude says he won't talk much. He just doesn't like me stuffing his nose. Hey, that's mean. It's not like... It's not as if I like being wrapped around you with your soft fleece. It feels weird touching a mortal. Fortis turns around. Just ignore him. He can't do anything to you. No. Bro, he says he's gonna lick me. Ew. Relax, there's nothing. He's doing it, bro. I can feel his slimy tongue spreading his immortal saliva on me. What the fuck? Fortis shakes his head and lets out a loud growl. Fine, return. The bindings on King's mouth unravels and slithers up Fortis's arm. Ooh, that's nice. King's jaw drops as he watches a previous sentient shadow revert into a lifeless tattoo. Fortis points at the stunned alpaca. Now zip it or he's gonna go back on you. Fortis points at his right forearm. Exhausted, King presses his face against the cold metal surface beside him. Huh. I wish I could see where we're going. The spot where his head meets the metal swirls open, granting him a window into the outside space. Peering through the portholes-like space, he sees portraits fly about around a murky abyss. Like the planets surrounding the sun, the paintings appear to move in the same manner, but they are circling around what remains to be seen. The alpaca shifts his attention back to the demon. Fortis keeps mumbling to himself. He intently peruses the elevator control panel, indecisively reaching out for buttons before changing his mind. Where are we going? This elevator ride feels like it's been going on for too long. Just give me a moment. I'm thinking where to put you. Maybe here? He presses a combination of buttons and the elevator comes to a halt. The door opens to a bathroom full of naked demons showering. That's crazy. Crap, sorry dudes. Fortis rapidly presses another button so the doors can close and begin moving again. The elevator jolts, bringing back King's motion sickness with it. Did that guy have like 3 yes and don't ask? Now here, how about here? While Fortis inputs the next combination, King leans to the side and squints to see the buttons. To his dismay, the panel is decorated with symbols beyond his comprehension. It's not long before the elevator comes to a stop again. The door opens to a desert plain. There's only one thing that stands out, a silent mass of people huddled around something. The alpaca blinks. Before them are beings on their knees, looking up in reverence. The outline of their incorporeal bodies is barely maintained as the wisps of their essence float back and forth like smoke in the wind. A mixture of shock and fascination dawns on King as he realizes what the ethereal beings are. Souls. There's something unnerving about the whole display. King gulps as his eyes slowly trail up to the very front of the crowd, a stone sculpture. The stone sculpture has its back turned against everyone, but something already feels amiss. What's that sound? King starts to hear a beating sound escalating with each passing second. The drumming sound that fills his ears is none other than the alpaca's own heartbeat. He says, his eyes remain fixated to the statue, unable to look away, not out of awe, but of fear. A possibility so grim, so terrible, may come to pass if he looks away. The fear grips King's entire core as tears start to stream down his body. His eyes. The metal door slides shut, obscuring the statue entirely. King gasps and rapidly blinks over his dry eyes. Might be a little too intense for this pipsqueak. What room was that? It's one of the mildest physical torture chambers, though it could work for you. What was that thing? I couldn't stop staring at it. Yes, that will be the demon Akios. You don't want to find out what happens when the souls stop staring at him. What in the world made you think that'd be a safe place for me? I don't know. You seem pretty popular with mortal souls. Your kind can't seem to take your eyes off of them. I don't think those souls have a choice in the matter. Fine, then I'm using plan B. Fortis presses another series of buttons and the elevator opens up to a plain-looking office space. let's go. He pulls King up by his bindings and places the mortal on his shoulder. Being carried by a big, strong man would be more fun if I wasn't being held against my will. Fortis walks across the room and pulls out a pair of keys to open the pantry door. Once inside, he drops the alpaca by his butt and locks the room. Ow, if you're trying to bruise my peaches, you did a good job. Fortis extends his hands out and his bindings unravel. King gets up and scans the area. The place looks like an average-looking pantry room down to the distinctive smell. Well, Vendrick said to stuff you in a pantry, so here you are. I'm not getting paid enough to be looking for rooms. If you need a toilet, it'll be in the door next to the sink. Over there's the coffee machine. Fortis goes on, but King is lost in his thoughts. His eyes fall upon the key ring dangling out from the demon's jacket pocket. With that key, he could escape the pantry and make a run for the elevator. He could go home. He could warn Kobu that Vendrick's coming. The sound of a crimson portal ripping open in the middle of the room derails King's train of thought. Wait, you're leaving? Enjoy your afterlife. Fortis heads for the portal. Wait! What now? I mean, what am I gonna do about food? Like I said, just eat whatever's in the fridge. King walks over and opens the fridge. He instantly reels back. Is that moldy cheese? And oh my god, there's an eyeball in that container of leftovers. I can't eat these. Fortis rolls his eyes. Come on, food is food. It's not like you're trying to build muscle or anything. Ping pong ping. Hello, hello, can you guys hear me? The cat general's voice comes clear through the PA system. Amar? That sounds like that voice of the demon with all those arms. Why is he making an announcement here? Yeah, I see you guys on my monitor. Figured you'd bring him to the pantry. Really? How do you even know I'd bring him here? Simple. I inferred that you'd either take Vendrick's words literally, or you'd realize that there's no safer place for him but here. Oh, really now? You were that sure that those were the only things I would have done? There's a silence that drags on for a few seconds before Amar responds. That and I bugged the mortal when you're walking out with him. Yeah, typical Amar. A small spider bot no bigger than a grain of rice leaps off King's shoulder unnoticed and crawls up the ceiling to sit on the PA speaker. It glows red. Cameras are on. Hi, mortal. Hi. King waves hesitantly in the direction of the PA system. Anyways, the alpaca is right, and we've got to fulfill his basic needs if we plan on sending him back to Earth in one piece. Then you do it, if you're such an expert. I'm already on it. Kobu previously wanted to acquire mortal snacks without going through the hassle of traveling to the mortal plane. So he requested that I build a processor that could churn out the things he wanted. I just need to make sure it's working right and check if it still has that bug whereby it explodes when coming into contact with water. Ugh. Right. And that means I need entertainment too. You're a prisoner. What do you need entertainment for? Well, the alpaca puffs out his chest and tries to look intimidating. He steps closer to the larger demon and pokes him in the chest. Well, wow, this is solid. King retracts his hand and tries to start over. Well, I'll go crazy if I just remain stuck in this room with nothing to do. At least get me something to read. Fortis huffs and growls. Fine, then read this. He grabs a nearby jar of coffee powder and shoves it towards the alpaca's snout. King slaps Fortis' hand away. Hello, honey. Reading this label off a jar of coffee powder isn't stimulating. What was I expecting? You meatheads down here are the same as the ones up on Earth. You're all about the gains. Excuse me, I happen to be very well read. I'm not the second strongest demon general just by getting on my strength alone. Number 2, I flush a number 2 down the toilet every morning, mister. Ooh. King and Fortis sternly look at the PA system. Sorry, carry on. Fortis's entire body trembles. As a result, his body heat skyrockets, making the alpaca take a few steps back in order to keep his fleece from catching fire. Listen here, you're in no position to make demands. You're gonna be a good little mortal and just sit here and take what I give you. They both leer at each other, neither budging on their stance. If you're gonna leave me to be bored out of brains, I'd go on a hunger strike. Oh yeah? Well, this meathead has created chasms with these hands. I'm sure I could open that pretty little mouth of yours and make you eat. Do it and I'll bite your finger. Ha, as if you could hurt me, I might just like it. What? The sound of crunching popcorn echoes through the room from the speaker system. Amar. Oh, whoops, forgot I had my mic on. Fortis turns back to the alpaca. Wispy steam emanates from Fortis as the sweat dripping down from the demon's fist evaporates from his intense body heat. He takes in one deep breath and his body temperature drops. Buh. He closes his eyes for a while, then opens them again. Sports magazines okay for you? Okay, I'm gonna need a box of tissues if you're gonna make me read that. What? For the inspired sports segments. You know, the parts where they talk about how they got into sports and all that. Right. Fortis shakes his head and leaves through the portal. Boy, he's grumpy, huh? King sighs loudly and places his hands on his hips. I'm sorry, Amar, was it? Yup. You sound like a nice demon. Can I have some privacy so I can rest? Oh, don't worry, these recordings are merely for research purposes. Come on, what if I need to do some private things? I encourage that completely. Go for it. I want you to do everything, whatever comes naturally to you. Then I'll smash your bug. I welcome you to try, but give me valuable data for the next model. While you do so, let me play some relaxing music to go with it. I'll be there soon with the food machine. Have fun. Gentle music starts playing from the spider pot. King sighs, defeated. He walks over to a nearby chair and sits down. Things would be easier without a camera watching him, but his time in the convenience stores long taught him how to avoid such surveillance. Now, how do I steal the key from that walking bulldozer? On your way to your apartment, you receive a message from Anna at the store. The siblings wanted to discuss how to divide up the work while King is out of commission. Mike offers to be in charge of depositing the day's earning, just as he has been helping King before. You propose to get another staff member on board to help lighten the workload. The siblings agree to put up a post telling anyone that the shop is hiring. Until there is a new hire, each of you will have to handle a shift on your own. A prospect Mike hates out of concerns for his sister's safety, but all you agree is that there's no choice for now. You can't help but mumble under your breath on how unfortunate all this additional work is. You're so distracted by thoughts about the list of things you need to prepare for the next day that you nearly walked past your apartment. We're here. Wow, look at this sad, lonely, miserable-looking pile of bricks. Stinks of misery and cheap paint. But so where's your place? This is where I live. Oh. You walk ahead with your head held low. I mean, it's a charming crib. I lived in somewhere like this before. And hey, look at all those stairs. Look at how they support your weight. That's crazy. Turning on the lights, you both enter the unit. Whoa, not bad. The ghost floats above to your bed. You feel self-conscious that you let your messy bed untouched since the day you went for that game night with King. Toast floats off to the bathroom. You have a washing machine in your bathroom? That's some fancy shit, man. You don't know if he's being honest or condescending. Toast, I'm sure you've seen nicer homes than this. But they don't have a washing machine, toilet, bathroom combo. He enters the kitchen. You set your bags aside and sit in front of your laptop at the table at one side of the room. Even bending your knees to sit down is a challenge as you feel your quads burning. With some degree of security being back in your home, you decide to watch a video before taking a nap. Hey. You look up from your laptop. Toast approaches with a bag of chips in hands, most likely taken from your pantry. Where's your TV? I don't have one. I mean, who needs one when all the best shows are online? What? You mean that internet thing? There's nothing on there but a dancing baby and that pet rock website, GeoPets. You're telling me they have shows on there now? He said next to you. I'm beginning to suspect you died a pretty while back. Everyone uses the internet now. It's where you buy things, see other people's daily lives, and yes, watch movies and TV shows or any random clips like that. But you can't enjoy a movie like on something that small. You need a big-ass TV screen. And you're speaking from experience? Heck yeah, back when I was 10, I found this huge-ass TV that someone left in the dumps and brought it home. PB was able to fix it up, and we'd watch movies on it every Friday night. We watched so many movies on that thing. I think my favorite was the one about a fox that got in an accident and was turned into a robot policeman. Who's PB? My little brother. I guess he got all the brains in the relationship. Toast instantly turns to the screen. That's not important. Let's watch a movie. I want to watch that Robo Fox movie one more time. If you want, I can go get a TV from the guy downstairs. Please stay away from the landlord, and absolutely no stealing. Look, we can watch it all online now. Robo Fox, right? Let me just boot up the site, and there. Toast leans closer to the screen. What? They made 8 Robo Fox movies? They rebooted the series after the 4th movie. I heard that all the reboot did was a lot shh, don't tell me. I want to be surprised. So which one do you want to watch? All of it, right from the beginning. Alright, I'll send it to autoplay cause you yawn. I don't think I can keep my eyes open any longer. Do it. After hitting the play button, the sound of the movie's opening scenes fills the room. Toast lets out a loud squeal as he readies to open the bag of chips, but you grab it from him as you get up. My movie snack. Absolutely not. You're just gonna drop it all over the place. Jeez, you never learn that you can't eat without a body. I can't help it. I'm hungry, horny, and thirsty all the time. And not necessarily in that order. That's just being part of a ghost. Just try to ignore it the best you can. At the back of your mind, you're reminded of the nature of ghosts. You remind yourself to keep Toast in check whenever you can, even if he's helping you. He could be dangerous. Oh, it's starting. Look, that's Felix Foxington. Then again, maybe I could just plop him in front of a screen and he'd be placid. You grab your pillow nearby and lie down on the floor. Craning your head, you're able to look at the screen at an odd angle. A fox is speaking to a female cat about how much he wanted to marry her after today. Your concentration waxes and wanes. You struggle to make sense of the dialogue as you're only able to focus on pieces of it. Toast, on the other hand, is glued to the screen, reacting to every line like it's the first time he's ever seen the film. You smile and slowly drift off to sleep. In between your rest, you awaken to catch a glimpse of Toast still watching the screen, reacting to whatever's going on. No way, that was his father all along? You fall asleep again and awaken sometime later. Hang on, Rose, don't let go. That plank is enough for both of you. You close your eyes. You don't know how much time has passed, but you see through your heavy eyelids that Toast is watching the screen quietly. Is it getting dark? Yawning loudly, you return to the sleep's sweet embrace. Another dreamless sleep, yet something is amiss. At the end of your consciousness, you hear someone calling to you. Kobu! Kobu, wake up! Toast? The hyena is lying on top of your body. His flustered face fills your field of vision. Your heart flutters from the way the hyena moans. What? Your fingers dig deep into the palm of your hands. It's been so long since you've had someone on top of you, you're not sure how to react. The longer you look at him, the more you become aware that you can actually see through his ethereal clothes. His heavy, heaving pectorals are inches away from your face. You gulp. Toast, what are you... Kobu, I don't think I can hold on anymore. Your eyes widen as your mind tries to make sense of everything going on. Is he coming onto me? His eyes look unfocused and he's swaying from side to side. Toast, what's going on? I think something's wrong. The ghost topples to the side. Toast! You spring up and examine the ghost. There's a glyph that somewhat resembles the letter A stuck to his foot. It glows an ominous yellow as Toast groans again. Toast grimaces in pain as his entire lower half wavers in and out of existence. Toast! You shake him, but he doesn't respond. What's coming? The room glows faintly of the same hue as the symbol. You look up and stare slack-jawed at the sight of more strange symbols floating about on the surface of the walls and ceiling. About half your apartment unit is covered in a web of magical signs. In all of the ensuing chaos, your ears flicker about as they pick up at the sound of someone chanting outside. You think your eyes deceive you at first, but the symbols slowly encroach with each passing second. Run! Save yourself! This moment fills you with an uncomfortable sense of deja vu. Adrenaline courses through your veins, prompting you to act. Someone must be casting the spell to keep it on the move. Hang on, Toast. You head for the door, forcing you to run to the web of floating symbols. When your foot makes contact with the symbols, they start to creep up along your body until you're fully covered. What the... The symbols light up and shock you with their magic. Each jolt sends your muscles into a haphazard sequence of contractions. You shrink as your tired muscles are being stretched to their limits. You collapse to the ground, body convulsing, but you grit your teeth as you fight to regain control. You crawl on all fours to the door. With a turn of the knob, you tumble out the hallway. You pant while you pull yourself up. The symbols on your body disappear instantly. You! Morris stands a few feet away from you, facing the wall next to your door, which is now covered in yellow papers printed with the exact same symbols in your apartment unit. You run towards him in an attempt to tackle the exorcist. Without looking at you, Morris moves his right hand in a circular motion. A magic circle appears in front of his hand. You hit an invisible wall that bounces you back to where you started. The exorcist continues his chant. The papers around him light up row by row in response. Morris, what are you doing? The boar pauses and turns to you. Nice night for an exorcism, don't you agree? Stop it, you're hurting Toast. Toast? Is that what that thing is called? Boy, you two have gone chummy. Makes me think you're overqualified to be just a store clerk. Don't do this, he's not doing anything wrong. The boar points accusingly into your direction. Nothing wrong? Threatening me with a brick and attacking those people in the park is nothing wrong? Granted, they were cultists. My point still stands. How do you know all that? I've been following the both of you since crossing your path. I noticed his presence the moment I ran by. I've been watching you, plotting from the shadows. Yeah, that's not creepy at all. Oh, and don't think I didn't see your little magic trick at the park. But I stopped him. Yes, you did. Which confuses me more. I still can't get a read on you. Just who are you? A necromancer? A wizard? I can explain everything. Just stop whatever you're doing and talk to me. Sorry, Kobu, but in this job, I exercise first, ask questions later. Oh, that's stupid as hell. It'll be easier if you surrender. I'm not letting you and your pet ghost have your way with the people of this town. You're not listening to me. Ah, that's it. You leave me no choice. You reach for your pockets. Morse jumps back. With a swing of his arms, he summons magical circles around his hands again. You want to throw down? Give it your best shot. You stare each other down. The air is charged with a heavy tension. Gulping, you pull out your phone and press the necessary keys. You hope that this plan works. Or you're down one ally. Casting spells on your phone? What kind of magic is that? This is no magic. This is... You are connected to the person you call. Hello, Kibbleton police? Wait. Yes, there's a strange person putting up weird papers around my apartment. Hold up. We're supposed to be having a fight over here. Hold on. You set the phone aside and hit the mute button. Yeah, well, it's late and I have rights. Now, unless you want to spend your night behind bars, you'll put down your glowing circles and talk. Just so you know, I'm doing this because it's convenient. I can and will kick your butt if you try anything. The boar aims his left hand at the wall of enchantments. He fires a blast of fire at the parchment. The fire renders the papers to ash of fire. You set the glowing light inside your room. You see the glowing light inside your room dissipate simultaneously. Bringing your phone up, you apologize to the officer that you might have made a mistake and end the call. You scowl and point at Morris and then back to your apartment with a repeated but rapid pace. He undoes his magic circles. His pace is slow as he enters your unit. And as you go in, you hope Toast is doing alright. Relief. Toast is back on his feet. His dazed expression turns into anger upon seeing Morris. What's he doing here? It's alright, he just tried to exorcise both of us, but I convinced him to stop and talk it out. Toast is taken aback for a moment, but then lets out a laugh. That's my number 2. Looks like this bacon is made out of chicken. Morris's eyes seem to bulge out while he holds an uncomfortable looking smile. Guys, quit it. Let's talk like adults. Toast blows a raspberry at Morris, who in turn flips the ghost off. The three of you gather around the coffee table to talk. You sit across from Morris while Toast stares him down. I should beat the crap out of you for what you tried to do to me. Morris shrugs Toast off. The ghost growls and sits in between the two of you. You consider what you need to tell Morris, and what would happen if he continues to go against you. I don't like this. Why is he here? He tried to kill us. Technically, you're already dead. So start explaining. Who are you really? He points at you once again. Who are you? He asked, as if you know what to say. You've never gotten any closer to the answer, even after leaving the Underworld, but that's not what he's asking for now. I am Kobu, ex-demon lord. I escaped to Earth when I was betrayed by my second-in-command, Vendrick. Morris's pupils dilate. I've been on the run from demons sent to hunt me down for almost 2 years, before I came to Kibbleton. Here, I've settled in my role as a Sunny Fruits employee, and I wanted to live a quiet life, but a demon attacked the store. You pull out the eyeball you had collected and place it on the table. It used this to send King to the Underworld, and now I need Toad's help to get him back. Morris sits there, unfazed by the news. He grabs the eyeball to examine it further. He turns the item around before looking up at you. This is why demons and mortals shouldn't mix. Your kind always finds some way to ruin people's lives. Did you even consider what would happen to him in the first place? Of course, always. I didn't want King to get involved in any of this. Really, excuse me, but I find it hard to believe that you, a demon, would even care a little over one person. What, did you plan to consume his soul for yourself? Turn him into a puppet for you for your own entertainment? Never, he's my friend. I was happy just to be by his side. Morris places the eyeball back on the table and crosses his arms. You have to believe me, I would never hurt him on purpose. I already feel bad as it is now that he's in the situation for my sake. That's why I need to bring him back. Then what? As long as he's with you, he will continue to be at risk of getting attacked again. What about the damage to his psyche now that he knows all of this is real? How will he live knowing the Underworld is real? Hey, he's just trying to help his friend. Why are you giving him the 3rd degree? Because you and him aren't supposed to be here. Neither of you being belong here. You're not only breaking the natural order of things, but who knows who else could get hurt if they get involved. Morris grabs his bandaged arm. He runs his thumb over his watch, turning it and tapping the face over and over again. That's just mean. Hold it. Give me a moment to think. Morris sighs loudly. Closing his eyes, he remains quiet. While the exorcist collects himself, you can't help but tap your fingers against the floor. The silence is unbearable. After what feels like forever, he opens his eyes. I take it you have a plan for all of this? I do. And where does the ghost come in? Toast. My name is Toast. Morris rolls his eyes. Where does Toast come in? He knows someone who can get me to the Underworld. And you trust this ghost to be honest about this so-called someone? Hey, I wouldn't lie. Oh really? I wonder how much of the honesty of a condemned soul is worth. Hey! I think its source is legit. They left a note which came from the Underworld, so Archon might be worth checking out. And where is this Archon? He infiltrated the cult to find his jacket. Morris slaps himself on the forehead. Call me crazy, but I'm not convinced I should be letting you, a demon lord, Fluky, and him roam the streets like this. You can trust us. In fact, we could use your help. I don't know if any of this will work out. If I fail, I need to know someone who can take over and bring King home. Morris's gaze never falters from your face. You're asking a lot now, and I don't offer my services for free. What will it take then? Well, I don't know how useful you can be in battle. Then again, I do have a bunch of extra cases that could go a lot faster for an extra hands. Tell you what, you can help me out with some of my exorcism jobs. In exchange, I'll count that and these delicious cups of coffee King brewed before as my payment. Sounds fair to me. However, this deal comes with some terms and conditions. Once King is freed, you both need to leave the town. But if you really care about King, you know why this has to be done. As long as you're here, he'll always be in danger. You cup your hands in front of you. It feels as though the air inside your lungs have been sucked out as you fail to even utter a sound. Deep down you know this was bound to happen. Even if you do save King with Toast's help, there's no guarantee your friend would even want you to be near you anymore. Turning to Toast, you wait for him. This decision is his as much as yours. I don't really mind. It's not like I'm sticking around here after this is done. Right, buddy? Right. Besides, I wouldn't want to stay in a place where I'm getting the evil eye every time Evil eye every time from some dumb exorcist. I'm sure everyone gives you the same look. Morris, I'll take the deal. I'll leave after King is saved. The exorcist smiles and drops his arms. Good. Maybe you aren't that unreasonable of a demon after all. Hang on. I just remembered something. Back at the store, that golden retriever... Lucian? Yeah. Is he with you? Not technically. He's an angel here to send me back to the Underworld. And you're not going, I take it? No. Then tell him that and get him to take a hike. Your whole body tenses up. Do I have to? I'm not really good at telling people they're getting let go from their jobs. Do it. The fewer celestial beings stick around here, the better. I can do that for you, bud. I'm good at letting people go. All I need is a crowbar and an alibi. No, Toast, I'll do it. Well, I take it we're done here. All three of you rise to your feet. Cheer up. As a sign of good faith, I'll give you guys a gift. Come by my office tomorrow. I have the morning shift, though. Oh, then I'll come by the store. And if we're getting a gift, I want a new TV. A TV? Yeah, it's better than me bending over to look at that tiny freaking thing. He points to the laptop on the floor. It's the least you can throw in with your heartfelt apology. The hyena throws his nose up high with a smug grin. He's right, you know. You did attack us without provocation. What? I was doing my job. People who can't apologize for mistakes are the worst kind of people. That's what my uncle taught me. But the boar looks from you to the ghost, struggling to escape the position he's in. Apologizing to a ghost and a demon. Ugh, fine. I'm sorry. Toast leans in close to Morris. Huh? What was that? Did a mouse squeak or something? Speak up. I said, I'm sorry. Toast laughs heartily at the blushing boar. But you're still not getting a TV. What I have is way more important than that. You'll see. Hang on, before you go. Oh, what now? You walk to the corner of the room and grab a broom. Clean up the pile of ashes you left behind and remove any remaining magic seals on the wall, please. Toast snickers away while floating up to the ceiling. Morris begrudgingly takes the broom and doesn't leave until you approve his cleanup. Weary from the night's events, you retreat back to your bed but struggle to fall asleep. You lie in bed watching the ceiling, pondering the choices you've made so far. If I was halfway decent at my job, none of this would have happened. No, I could have taken any other job, but no, I wanted to be Demon Lord, because that's the family business, and the fate of all living kind depends on it. Well, look where it got me. You blink. What am I gonna do with my life? Hey! Toast lies in the air above you with his face blinking hard. Back. What? Can't sleep? You shuffle around your bed, kicking the blankets aside to cool your feet. No, not really. I have a trick for helping put people to sleep. You mean by breaking their necks? Toast frowns. Sorry, it was a joke. No, I hum a song. I sang it to PB whenever he had trouble falling asleep. Guess it can't hurt to try. Toast floats up over to the side of your bed. He positions himself so that his snout is near your right ear. In low hushed tones, he hums a gentle tune. The song is unfamiliar to you, but the hyena's deep voice is particularly calming when humming this tune. Your eyelids become heavier. Finally, you can sleep again. Snore. Toast? The ghost has fallen asleep first. His pale face drips translucent drool onto your mattress. You sigh. Good night, Toast. You close your eyes and try once again to fall asleep.